Welcome to our lecture series in International Financial Management. Today we will talk about two closely related currency exchange rate regimes called crawling peg and crawling band. Let's begin. Crawling peg and crawling band exchange rate regimes are intermediate systems, positioned between fixed and floating exchange rate arrangements. They provide a framework for gradual currency adjustments, reflecting changing economic fundamentals while avoiding abrupt shocks. A crawling peg is an exchange rate regime where a currency is adjusted periodically in small amounts, either at a fixed pre-announced rate or in response to economic indicators like inflation differentials. A crawling band is similar, but it allows the currency to fluctuate within a specified band around a central parity, with the band itself adjusting over time. Unlike rigid fixed regimes, crawling systems adjust gradually, offering more flexibility. Unlike floating regimes, crawling systems involve government intervention and predetermined rules for adjustment, providing more predictability. They act as a hybrid, offering more stability than floating, but more flexibility than fixed systems. Authorities set a central rate that changes periodically, whether daily, weekly, or monthly. In a crawling peg, the adjustment is fixed or rule-based, ensuring predictable movements. In a crawling band, the exchange rate can fluctuate within a band, and both the central parity and band edges shift gradually. Adjustments are often linked to inflation, competitiveness, or external balances. Historically, Chile used a crawling band in the 1980s and 1990s to manage inflation and stabilize trade competitiveness. Brazil adopted a crawling band before moving to a floating regime in 1999, and Mexico implemented a crawling peg in the 1980s and 1990s. Israel also applied a crawling band system in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Today, Nicaragua operates under a crawling peg system with periodic adjustments to the Cordoba against the US dollar. Botswana uses a crawling band system, pegging its currency to a basket of currencies while adjusting gradually. Many emerging economies still utilize variants of crawling systems to balance stability and flexibility. A key advantage is gradual adjustment, which avoids abrupt devaluations or revaluations, promoting market confidence. They aid in inflation control by aligning currency with inflation differentials and protect export competitiveness through gradual adjustments. Crawling systems offer more flexibility than fixed regimes while providing more predictability than floating ones. However, these systems require frequent monitoring and adjustments by authorities, adding to their complexity. They are vulnerable to speculative attacks if market participants anticipate future adjustments, leading to potential instability. Credibility issues can arise if adjustments are not transparent, weakening investor confidence, and they still limit monetary policy flexibility compared to purely floating regimes. Crawling systems can be sustainable if backed by sound fundamentals, credible policies, and adequate reserves. They are particularly useful for economies transitioning from high inflation to stability, but can collapse during severe external shocks or financial crises. In conclusion, crawling peg and crawling band systems offer a middle ground between fixed and floating regimes. They allow gradual adjustment to changing economic conditions and support stability in transitional economies. However, careful management, transparency, and strong fundamentals are crucial for their long-run sustainability. Thank you for watching our lecture on international financial management, focusing on crawling peg and crawling band currency exchange rate regimes. Point: See you at the next lecture.